Here in Las Vegas, we're trying to monitor what's happening in Southern California with the refinery fire. What can you tell us about it? What's happening there right now?
Well, fortunately, according to media reports in El Segundo, California, right now, the fire is out, and it looks like that is certainly some good news, at least a little bit of progress there, because it took a good while to get things under control. Now, with regard to the damage, we still don't know the exact extent of damage. In fact, because the fire has just been considered extinguished for a couple of hours as of the time of the recording of this interview, Chevron certainly hasn't even had an opportunity to start doing a damage assessment. So there are things which are still very fluid about this situation with regard to the exact amount of impact, the exact everything at this particular point in time. Right now, we have a bit of an educated guess, if you will, that we do believe places like Las Vegas will see a bit of an uptick in prices. Now, the extent of those prices and how much at this point, it could be anywhere from, let's say, 5 to 15 cents a gallon, possibly a touch more. It's all going to depend on exactly what Chevron says, the extent of the damage happens to be, what part of this refinery happened to sustain some damage, and even more importantly, how long is it going to take to get things back online? We can survive a handful of days with just the inventory that's out there without any major types of hiccups in the price point system for the local prices at the pump. You start going into weeks or whatever the case may be, then yeah, of course, there can be a little bit of an uptick in price.
That news is significantly better than what we were hearing earlier today.
It is, and it's funny that you mentioned that. And for full transparency, at the very beginning of this day, when I started doing news interviews, Patrick DeHaan, the head of petroleum analysis, who you've probably had on your airwaves many times, and I were discussing this. It was his assessment at this particular point. He's in Germany right now, but it was his assessment. Anywhere from 35 to 95 cents a gallon. But that's when flames were still shooting in the air and visible for many miles around. So there was always that asterisk right beside it that said it's a guess prediction at this point. It is not based on hard fact. We knew it was going to change. And that's why we even created such a large disparity between the 35 and 95 cents a gallon. But as information has become more known about the exact location of the fire inside the refinery, footprint, it looks as if at this point, fueled for jets. Jet fuel may be the most impacted potentially in where this refinery fire took place, more so than even gasoline. Now, again, there's a lot of an asterisk right there because it's going to take Chevron a little bit to just truly do an inspection. And then they have to come around and tell everybody kind of what has happened, what kind of damage, the extent of. It's going to take some time. So from right now, the best case scenario, and even it is still subject to change, is going to be, that 15 to 20 cents, 25 cents a gallon. That's what we're looking at right now as a potential uptick. It may be a little bit less. It may be a little bit more. We just need to find out from Chevron the extent of the damage and how long they expect whatever portion of the plant or the refinery that has been impacted to remain offline.
A lot of information still to be disseminated that will determine when these price changes might happen.
Yeah, and that's the key right there. Once we know everything with regard to the refinery fire itself and how long that refinery is expected to be offline, that's going to create a really good knowledge base for us to come back and say, okay, now that we know this part is what was damaged, here's where prices will go based upon a past trend. The best thing that anybody can do right now. Yes, you've heard in the news, there's been a fire at a gas refinery, an oil refinery. Your instinct is to immediately go fill up your tank. No doubt in my mind, I have the same instinct. The best thing that you can do at this point is ignore that instinct. And here's why. Even in Southern California, only about 20% of the gasoline is provided by this one refinery. Let's flip that upside down. That means 80% is unaffected. You're not going to run out of gas. there's not going to be any major issues. But if everyone runs toward the gas pumps at the same exact time, you become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You literally look at these things and you start wondering, well, why is the price going up? Probably because there are lines out into the streets from everybody panicking just a little bit and thinking they need to top off. If you need gas today, get it. If you need gas tomorrow, get it tomorrow. If you need it next week, get it next week. But just everybody take a deep breath and it's going to be okay.